All right, welcome again, ladies and gents. Now we've got this Solving by Factoring 2 worksheet where we're going to revisit some factoring, and from there we're also going to solve. So with these, I picked a couple of examples from the worksheet, like number 2, which you see, and just to remind you about how to go through these and complete the rest of the worksheet. Now, please do remember that there are the 7 different types of factoring. So these are some of the more difficult ones, and we're going to walk you through some of those. So number 2 here, remember if there are 3 terms, we'll always look for a GCF, so there isn't one in common. But then since there's no number before the n squared, we do the original factoring, or the factoring that says what multiplies to give you 15, but adds to give you negative 8. So if you look at my notes down below, n minus 3 is going to give you the first part, so minus 3 times negative 5 gives you positive 15, and negative 3 plus negative 5 gives you negative 8. So if we factor to these two, we'll keep this equal 0 in here, and then to solve, we just do one more thing. Take each piece and make it equal to 0. There's the first one. Take that piece, make it equal to 0. And then we solve those. So by solving n minus 3 equals 0, of course, add 3 to both sides, and you get 3 as your answer. And doing the same to the other side, when you add 5, you get 5 as your answer. Therefore, n equals 3 and 5 are the solution, so your answer choice is B. There we go. All right, so one way to check these as well, remember you can plug these back in and make sure that they work. So if you did do 3 squared minus 8 times 3 plus 15, you should get a 0, and you will. So check those out. So number 2 is one type. So the next type is number 6 here. Again, check for GCF. No GCFs. But if you see 2 terms, and I say, oh, that's a square, and this is a square, this is a difference of squares. So remember, do the square root of each. A squared, the square root is A. 16, the square root is 4, so it becomes, down below here, A minus 4 and A plus 4 equals 0. So if we take those two and then set them equal, A minus 4 equals 0, and A plus 4 equals 0, of course, solve them. On one side, you're going to get a 4, and for the other side, you're going to get a negative 4. Therefore, negative 4 and positive 4, it does not matter the order, are your answer choices. So answer choice is C, positive 4, negative 4, or negative 4, positive 4. So do not forget your different types of factoring. That's something that every Algebra 1 student needs, and you need to remember those. Right, so one other type I'll show you is this problem. Here's number 11. So we're looking through again, look for a GCF. Oh, there is a GCF. 5 goes into 10, 25, and 15. So I can start by pulling out a 5, which I have down below here. So if you take a 5 out and reduce it, you get 2m squared minus 5m minus 3 equals 0. But inside this parenthesis, ignore that 5 for now. That'll come along with your answer. That will factor further. And you do have to do the m method, right? 2 times negative 3 is going to give you that negative 6. And what multiplies to give you negative 6 but adds for negative 5? Well, negative 6m and 1m. That's right here. I took it, I already broke it up, and I'm doing the factor by grouping method. Notice this 5 just sits in front, right? Just sits there to come along with your factoring. So then if I go along with that, and I keep going, the final factors are 5 times 2m plus 1 and m minus 3. That's once you get done with this m factoring, then you can set each of these aside and solve them. And my note is, now we discard the GCF of 5. It does not give any solutions. I know you want to include that, but that does not help give us an answer. But you do set 2m plus 1 equal to 0, and the other piece, m minus 3 equal to 0, and you solve both those. Same method, subtract 1, divide by 2, so you get negative 1/2, and add 3 to both sides, so you get 3. So your answer choice is A, which is negative 1/2 and 3. Right, so any of these you can still plug back in and make sure that they do work as solutions. And you could do that with the negative 1/2, and again, separately with that 3. All right, so hopefully this makes some sense, reminds you about factoring, and adds one more piece to this for solving. And tomorrow you will have a quiz on this. So please pay attention and ask questions if you need. Thanks. Bye.